Books with Brandywine. Today I wanted to talk about this book, Tunnel of Time by Jeannie Chambers. I just recently read this book. I found it because Jeannie Chambers found me on Twitter, and she liked me and she liked my videos and she was super sweet, and so I went to check out her book and I read the synopsis for it and it sounded really interesting to me. I haven't read a time travel book in a while. In fact, I can only think of like one book and one series of time travel that I've ever read. I think it's a really interesting concept. It's got some, complicated things. You always have to decide if you're the type of person that believes that time is a loop, or if you believe that whatever you do in the past was supposed to happen, so it's supposed to affect the future in a certain way, or if you believe that what you go back and do will change the future. There's always that huge debate, and I still haven't decided which camp I'm in. But I love to read the books about it and see what other people's views on it are. So in this book, Tunnel of Time, it follows these three sisters, which you can see on there. They're at the county fair with their family, and they go on this ride called the Tunnel of Time. Normally what the ride is you get on one of those little train cart things and you go through, and there's multiple different exhibits all along the way that have automatrons, and there are people that have changed the world. Inventors and scientists and nurses like Florence Nightingale, and just all these different people that have changed our world for the better, and every year they're updating this ride. And this year, when the sisters get on the ride, and it's the youngest sisters, the one in the middle, it's her very first time on this ride, when they get on the ride breaks down and they get left behind. The whole rest of the train continues on, but their train separates and they get stuck because they're in the very last one. And they're trying to find their way out of this tunnel. And every door they go through, they meet whoever is in the display, like whoever the automatron was in that display that they've gone into. So they get to meet all these different people throughout history. They get to meet inventors, they get to meet people that have made a difference, like Martin Luther King Jr. Some inventors that I've never heard of. I loved it. I felt like it was being on the ride and getting to meet all these little different people, and well, not little people, but like all these little snippets of getting to meet these people as if they really were on display as animatrons in each of the different displays. So I had fun. I loved it. I couldn't wait to find out what was going to happen to the three girls. Were they going to make it out of the tunnel? And an explanation of why was this even happening in the tunnel, like what magic was causing this. So I really enjoyed it. I had a great adventure. I love getting to read about families. I was raised as an only child. I do have brothers and sisters, but I never lived with them. And so I never got to have that back and forth that brothers and sisters have. And so I always found myself wondering, is that really how brothers and sisters interact? But it was really cool. I loved getting to see these three sisters and their strong bond and how much they loved each other and how much they stuck together, even though they were scared and they didn't know where they were or what was going to happen. My favorite quote in this book is on page 231, and it's one of the last inventors they're talking to. And he asks them this question. He says, "The world is a big place, girls, and all it takes is an idea. Tell me, if you could invent something, what would it be? How can you make your world better?" And I love that quote because I was so pulled into the story and so wondering what was going to happen to these girls that I hadn't really thought about the big picture. And then when he asked that question, I stopped and I thought about each of the people that they had met and how they had changed the world, and how it kind of felt like a call to not only the girls but to the reader to think about, what can you do to help make the world a better place and to help improve the world? What does the world need? Is there something you can invent or something you can do that can help make the world a better place? And I love that. And so I highly recommend this book to anyone, especially to younger kids, boys and girls that are growing up, so they can still think about that. But honestly, you're never too old to find something new that you can do to help improve this world. And our planet needs a lot of help. Humans need a lot of help. But we're all in this together, and we all love each other, and we can all help each other, and we can all make this place a better place. And so I love this book. I love Jeannie Chambers. She's so sweet. I love getting to chat with her. But I would recommend it. I will link to her Twitter account, and on her Twitter account you can see all the places you can buy it. You can also just Google the book and find it and buy it. But I definitely recommend it. I loved it so much. So go ahead and like the video and comment down on the video what's your favorite time traveling book. I would love to get some suggestions on some new time traveling books to check out. And please subscribe. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much. Have a great day.